it was amazing. It was as per plan. The bikes reached on time. The truck offloading the bikes in the hotel was not that easy. Again, these are big bikes.
Night we went to Trivandrum, and from there we reached Kanyakumari. 10th we had the whole day for ourselves. That's when the bike also arrived from the trailer. So it was exciting to ensure that we can load the bike. So each one of us were eager to ensure that our machine is not damaged, and then we were very careful. So we were helping the few mechanics to ensure that the bike is kind of offloaded carefully, and we were successful in doing that.
First, when I heard about Kanyakumari to Kashmir, that is K2K, I was really excited first and foremost. It was really kind of a adventurous, mind.
We mounted all the flags there. We got the flag mounts made in Kanyakumari by a local workshop. Because we couldn't ship the bikes with the flag hoist because they'll get damaged. So we got everything done there, and we did a puja for the first time. Vikram Agrawal took the initiative to make a puja because he's religious a bit. So we did a proper puja. It was a proper flag off. There was a big crowd. The hotel crowd was there. The deputy commissioner was supposed to visit us, but unfortunately he couldn't. But it was an amazing experience, not just flagging off, but also going to the sunset point, and we got permissions to take some drone shots there, and we stood in the rock, and we took some nice pictures which have been posted on our Insta. It was an amazing experience. The very first ride was the longest ride. We did about 700 kilometers from Kanyakumari to Bangalore, and fortunately the highways are amazing highways. Thanks to the government, the infrastructure has been really great. We took some drone shots at the entrance to the NH44 also. The NH44 starts from Kanyakumari, comes up to Srinagar, and all along, amazing highway. I mean, you can compare it to any highways in Europe and US. Amazing highway. We had absolutely no issues, and it was fantastic riding on those highways. When we reached Madurai, I studied in Madurai. I did my engineering there. My local college mates, they came over, they hosted us for tea. It was amazing. I mean, they all felt very good, and it was the first time they were also seeing these big bikes, and they took some nice pictures as well.
We decided that we'll ride to Bangalore, which is the hometown for most of the riders, and then stay in our home comfort, and then next time morning ride out as well. So Bangalore became an obvious choice for us, and luckily it was a weekend. So we were hoping that the traffic would be kind on us, but unfortunately it was not. Because it was a weekend, a lot of people, by the time we reached Bangalore, it was close to around 7 o'clock in the evening. So there was a lot of traffic because everybody wanted to step out for dinner, party, whatever. So we were stuck in the traffic for a while. But luckily we all reached our respective homes in one shape and in good shape. And then we were all, I think all of us had a very good night's sleep, and we were all geared up for the next day too.
This is the day 2 of Jetty Revellers K2K. We are here in Bangalore at the iconic place Vidhan Sauda. Yesterday we had a fantastic ride. We came from Kanyakumari to Bangalore. Today we are riding off from Bangalore to Hyderabad. We are again 6 riders with a backup car, some friends in it. So it's going to be great fun. We're going to have a great time. Wish us good luck.
Second day's ride, Bangalore to Hyderabad. Again, the challenge is weather and roads, the traffic. So everybody knows the Bangalore weather is superb. And we started our ride morning 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, same as usual.
When we started off from Kingfisher Tower, so we were just 5 riders, and but then on the way, when we reached Vidantha, we saw like around 25-30 riders waiting for us. So that was a very, very good surprise for us. It just kind of further strengthens that the brotherhood is there, and then we support one another. And again, Vidantha, the backdrop was again, when living in Bangalore, I don't remember last time when I ever took a picture of Vidantha as a backdrop. So this time I did in my bike with a tire, so it was nice.
And from there, all of us, even the local riders, they rode us to the breakfast point in Nandi Hills. It was amazing. We created a big buzz on the streets of Bangalore early morning that day.
And we stopped first, our stop is Nandi restaurant after the airport, Bangalore airport. We had our breakfast, and then again we started our ride. We reached Anandapur. My place, Bellary riders will join Anandapur, and we had our lunch there.
Up to Karnool he rode with us. It was amazing. And there were some speed bikes. They were clocking like very high speeds. But it was fun riding.
And we reached to our hotel, Golconda Hotel in Hyderabad. Around 8 o'clock, it's again there's a huge traffic in Hyderabad also. So we reached we completed again 650 kilometers from Bangalore to Hyderabad. The weather also is good, not that much bad. Fine. Safely we reached Hyderabad also.
I think day 3 was the hottest ride from Hyderabad to Pench, Nagpur, the Pench Jungle Resort. Yes, there were no much coffee shops, but we are well-seasoned riders. We don't bother about the weather. We don't complain, as I said earlier. So we kept riding for 150 kilometers non-stop until we found a nearby coffee shop, because we tend to stretch ourselves after every 1.5 hours, and unfortunately the roads were good, so we could complete that 150 kilometers in about 1.5 hours, and we had a nice break. And once we reached Pench, we were reaching Pench from about almost 40 degrees. The temperatures dropped down to about 9 degrees. So we had to change into lined jackets. It was pretty cold when we reached Pench, but again it was an amazing experience. We did that in Spiti as well. We started off with 40 odd degrees. We reached Chandratal where it was almost sub-zero. So we are used to this kind of changes, and we adapted very well even in this ride.
I never ever heard this Pench National Park. It's a jungle. It's a good experience. again. And we stayed there one night. The second day, there is no ride. We went for a safari. Beautiful experience again. And this is the Pench National Park. It's beautiful, and the people are also very good, and the food was amazing. I loved it. Where we stayed, and I'm also scared that because of I'm staying in jungle alone. Then I called my photographer Bharath to come and join to share my room. So finally we completed our third day ride. Now it's starting. The weather going down for 4 to 5 degree every next destination.
Now, strangely, most of the hotel in the city was booked. So we ended up booking a hotel. One of the fellow rider called the hotel to check if there is enough parking. The hotel confirmed that there is multiple parking available for big bikes and big runners. But when we came here, it was a shocker more than a surprise, because one, the hotel is in a very, very congested area. And having said that, the roads are very narrow, and people obviously are excited to see these big bikes. So we were literally walked by the local right? So everybody wanted to know what these bikes are, and then how did we ended up in Lalitpur of all the places. After a well-rested day in this Pench resort, we are now heading towards Lalitpur, which I understand is around close to 500 kilometers from here. So Lalitpur, obviously, I mean, I've never been to that part of the world or India, right? While I've traveled most of the touristy place, but Lalitpur, even though it has got a very, very famous temple, which is 6th century old, from Gupta dynasty, but I mean, I never had the opportunity to go there. So when we reached there, we had never fathomed that the city would be of that kind. It was more like a type 3 city. Most of the people are seeing a bike of this sort for the first time.
Lalitpur was not, we didn't know how the town is going to be, but we booked in a place in the middle of this market, and because that hotel had some parking available, and it was a small town, so we couldn't get any big hotels, but it was still a really different experience. When we entered the market,
We were gathered by, surrounded by the locals who were very eager to know what was happening, where we were coming from, what the bikes were, how much they cost, what is the mileage and all that. It was an experience to cherish.
तो इनके साथ में एक्सपीरियंस जो साथ में चाय पीना था, खाना खाना था, स्वीट्स खाने थे, बहुत फैंटेस्टिक था. हंसी मजाक बहुत हुई, बहुत ही धमाल किया.
Tomorrow we went to Vrindavan, right? So Vrindavan, again, what I understand is it's a populated city, but our hotel also is going to be within the city limits. So I think we'll have something similar challenge tomorrow as well. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great. You guys are taking it, everything is a positive, and that's very impressive for all the travelers and all the tourists, for the youth people especially. And thank you so much for your information.
The very next day also, when we rode out of Lalitpur, a lot of people came to give us a send off. We had an Insta follower who came to the place, especially to see us. He came with his kids. He met us. He came the next day morning also. He sent us off. It was an amazing experience again.
It's been a very memorable drive all these days, coming from Kanyakumari up to here to Agra now on day 6. Today was a little bit of hot and cool day, and we had a fantastic run in the morning. We had some good roads.
In front of the iconic monument Taj Mahal, known as the symbol of love. And from here we are heading to Vrindavan. It has been a fantastic ride, again well planned. We started off early this morning and we kept up a good pace, reached all the milestones or the places where we have wanted to reach perfectly on time or well before. And here we are right at the sunset in front of Taj Mahal. From here, we said we'll be heading to Vrindavan.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. And the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this.
I mean, it's a typical Punjabi welcoming, right? So we went there, then one of our friends, uncle or brother-in-law, basically lives in Ludhiana. So he was very, very excited to welcome us, and he insisted that we join him for dinner. So we went to his house, and then to our surprise, it was basically a huge setup. So he had invited a few other people, and then the local MLA wanted to meet us. He wanted to understand what this Jetty Revellers all about, and what is the message we are trying to promote. So it was very exciting for us to meet the people, and then not just promote the riding as a passion, but also talk about the very, very criticality things like social cause, what we are actively promoting, be it girl child education or ensuring that we take care of old age homes, or even people who are differently abled, how we try to support them. So we were very strongly showcasing that messages and giving the message to the MLA, and then try and see how they can help, because they have the power, and then maybe through riding clubs like Jetty Revellers, how we can probably better contribute to the society or give back to the society when you put that. Yeah.
There's a new day, and it will restore us. There will be new ways. This is not the end.
Been a real bad boy. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulders, a heart full of blues. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night, starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt.
In Spiti, we did about 70% of the entire ride was off-road. Here I would say 85% was highways, about last 15% from Ludhiana to Jammu and Jammu to Srinagar, we had a bit of rough roads, off-road. And we knew that we were only going to have these small patches, so we came prepared. And should remember that this time we are riding cruisers, so it's not easy to ride a cruiser in off-road conditions, because you can have the tires can slip or they can overrun. But we still managed and we did
Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt. Down in the dirt.
From Jammu to Srinagar was a challenge, and half of the journey was in that broken tarmac, landslide area, and to ride the roadmaster through that, we had to just block everything else and just ride, and make sure that you don't stumble onto any stones and this and that, and slip the bike off. Well, I did once drop it, then it was all right. It was off in 2 seconds, back on the road. So it was again challenging, but again it proved our mettle and that we can do it, and that we can, if you concentrate and ride correctly, you can go through any terrain in this bike.
टी ऑन द रोड साइड, जहाँ पे हम टपरी की चाय बोलते हैं बम्बई की भाषा में, और वही चाय हम 5 स्टार के ललित होटल में पिए हैं, 5 स्टार होटल के अनुपम में पिए, जम्मू में, नागपुर में पिए 5 स्टार में. इट वॉज बेसिकली ब्यूटीफुल. जहाँ पे हम रास्ते पे भी ढाबे पे रुकते थे और चाय पीते थे. ब्यूटीफुल, अमेजिंगली फैसिनेटिंग, सुपर.
ये तो अपना ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज था पूरे ट्रिप का, क्योंकि आप एक इंडिया एक कितना वास्ट कल्चर है, कोई भी आदमी इसका पूरा आनंद नहीं ले सकता. तो ऐसे ट्रिप्स अगर करते रहे तो भी कल्चर, पीपल, थॉट प्रोसेस, फूड, लाइफस्टाइल, सोच, आप जो भी बोलोगे बहुत अलग है. हर 50 किलोमीटर में आपको कुछ नई चीज़ दिखती है इंडिया में. वो गलत नहीं बोलने के लिए, मगर उसके लिए आपको ऐसे रोड ट्रिप्स करने ज़रूरी है.
Guys, I'm sure the life is very small. Please do travel. Please do travel safely. And ऐसे ट्रिप्स आप करते रहें जहाँ पे you grow more, you get matured more. आप अलग शहर देखते हैं, अलग लोगों से मिलते हैं, अलग खाना खाते हैं, and because that your experience will get more matured. So please, I'm sure हम कितने भी बूढ़े हो जाए, but age is just a number. Travel as much as you can. Life is very short, but very beautiful. Make it beautiful.
लाइफ इज स्ट्रेंज, पीपल आर स्ट्रेंजर. हर वो सुंदर चीज के पीछे कुछ ना कुछ होता है डेंजर. जीने के लिए बदलना रहता है फैशन. यही तो मेरा और जेटी रेवलर्स का है डिशन.
Jetty Revellers is a riders group who have very systematic processes in place, and safety is the most important thing in our rides. And we also will be in each ride we'll be doing a social cause, whether it is for a girl child education or it's for old age homes or for disabled people. So every ride we'll be sending out a message and we'll be doing a social cause. So I would like to thank all my riders for having safely made this ride, and we look forward to the next ride.